Welcome to My Precious Data, the podcast by Eddy Willems, where we explore the world of cybercrime and incidents affecting our society. In this series, we engage in conversations with Eddy Willems, security evangelist, globally recognized cybersecurity expert, and international keynote speaker. Eddy also dives into conversations with fellow experts to share insights and explore new perspectives. Together, we highlight the latest security trends and discuss preventive measures to help avoid these kinds of problems.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of My Precious Data. Today I'm especially happy to welcome someone I've known for many years and whose work has had a huge impact, in my opinion, on the way people all over the world protect themselves online. He is the co-founder of Avast, one of the most recognizable names in cybersecurity, Pavel Baudiš.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem at all. It's really great to have you here. Anyway, Pavel, before we get into the history and all the other stuff over here, where are we over here? You know, we are meeting each other during a virus bulletin conference, isn't it?
In Berlin.
Yes, in Berlin. It's been all the time like that, isn't it? It's always like that.
Yeah.
So you and I go back a long time. Did you still remember when we first met?
Well, actually, I don't remember exactly.
We're getting too old, you know, for this.
Too many years. But last night I dig my pictures, which started. I got my first digital camera back in 2001, and it was in Prague. I have a picture of you.
Oh yeah.
Which was on the virus bulletin, and the conference, which was before it, and we both look much younger than today.
Oh yes,
24 years actually.
I totally believe you. Yeah. We changed a little bit. Yeah, especially my hair. Yeah. For the listeners and who doesn't know me, you know, my hair is quite grey these days. But anyway,
mine too.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, but also for the listeners who may not know your full story, how did you first become interested in computer viruses and security?
Well, it's again a very long time ago. I worked in the Research Institute of Mathematical Machines, and it was the state. It was back in 1988, and it was behind the Iron Curtain then.
Exactly.
And actually, it was very interesting institution, and they deal with the clones of mainframes and mini computers. And our department received the very first PC. It was Olivetti, but all my colleagues said it's a toy for children. The real programmers work with real computers, which are huge.
Yeah.
So nobody was interested in it. So I got it to my desk, and I tried to play with it. I learned the assembly language, and one day, one of my colleagues brought the floppy disk.
Typical.
And he said there is a virus on it, so I tried. It was Vienna 648. I analyzed it during one day, and I wrote the program which removes it from the system. And then it actually took another 6 months before I met another virus. So it's completely different than today, that you have so huge amount of malware coming every day.
Exactly, that's how fast viruses were created that time. Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it?
But it fascinated me that during these 6 months I was thinking, and I developed some MS-DOS programs which can detect and prevent the viruses in general.
Exactly.
So there were memory resident programs which monitor the system, what's going on, and the program which checks the integrity of the files on the disk and so on. So it was a very interesting step, not to focus on one particular virus, but to make some more general solution for this problem.
Indeed, yeah, well.
And this was the base of later Avast.
Look at that, because that was just what I wanted to ask you. Yeah, what led to you from the beginning to co-found Avast? So I suppose this kind of small thingy.
Yeah, we actually in 1989 we moved from this research institute, but the only way how to make the business was some kind of cooperative.
Yeah.
So we established the cooperative, which came alive in November 1989.
So that
just
was
exactly.
Yeah, that was still Czechoslovakia at that moment. Yeah.
But exactly when everything just changed, and
Yeah,
it
the
took
change.
another 1.5 years to split this cooperative, because it was not only us but our friends with different solutions and different things, not only antivirus. So it took 1.5 years before we established Alvel Software, a small company.
Oh yes, it was Alvel Software in the beginning.
Yeah,
that's right.
Because
not everybody knows that, I think, or remembers that.
Well, because the cooperative was named Alvel.
Okay. Was there a specific reason for that?
No, it was just the name we think out for the cooperative. And
okay.
So we followed the name because it was quite known. But of course we have some other products for MS those days, because the viruses really were not the biggest problem.
Yeah.
The spreading vector was just the floppies.
Yeah.
There were no internet and
and of course it was and there was one virus every several months actually.
So of course it was not the era of viruses.
No, but Avast grew really during a time when the antivirus industry was exploding with new players at some point. So what made your approach maybe a little bit different than others? Was there something, I don't know, what you did?
Actually, the game changer was Windows 95.
Okay.
When all the ecosystem has changed. And of course the internet who started also be widely used in around 95. So this was the game changer, and till then we had different products for MS-DOS, and we are focusing more on them than on the antivirus. But with Windows it has changed, and the antivirus became the main program
Exactly.
for the company.
So
it's been called Avast,
which
is the old pirate word. Even Orlando Bloom uses it in the Pirates of Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good advertisement for our product.
Oh, that's okay.
So Avast is I think it's the old to stop the ship.
Okay.
Avast.
Okay,
means
Avast.
Stop the ship. So we are
Stop the
stopping
ship.
the viruses.
Okay.
And it probably came from Holland or Netherlands.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that. Okay, so but this is a surprise for me. I never heard this story. I thought it was something like acronym or whatever, but like
we are trying to put this as antivirus advanced set, but first we have the name, and then we are trying to put the acronym on it.
Oh yeah, that's like I did with my company name. Yeah, okay. Okay. What was the hardest part of keeping up with the evolution of malware that time? Was there, I don't know,
No, I think that it was not so difficult because we are a good team, good programmers who was able to adapt to Windows very quickly. So we were working on this, and it was but still, till the end of the last century, we were a small local company, and in many European or countries around the world, it was quite usual that there are several small companies which serve just for the country, and only there are 2 or 3 which were global in some way. But otherwise, it was really normal that. But to the end of the 90s, we started to have problems because because we have large companies and government and so on. But a lot of these companies have been acquired by some global player,
Yeah.
and they brought their own security policies, so we were out of the business in these companies.
Okay.
And then Symantec came with very aggressive price politic, and it was their usual way that they come to the country and they didn't have any profit for 2-3 years. They just kill the small local companies,
Yes.
and after that they dominate. So this was with the government institution.
True.
And ministry. So we were in very bad situation, and even in 2000 we have thinking that we probably may close the business.
Oh, okay.
Or to change something. And with the antivirus program, it's much easier to go global than, for example, with accounting systems, because the accounting systems are different in any country. We were trying to detect the viruses all over the world, coming from all over anyway. So it was much easier. The problem was that we didn't have any money for marketing and for building the distribution network and other stuff. So in 2001 we decided that we will go global with free program.
Yes, and
I think this was the game changer.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm hearing this. But I've heard this from another company as well. This seems to be a very good game changer. Yeah. But was that not a risky bet at that time?
Of course, but we have nothing to lose because we were in troubles anyway.
Exactly.
And we were very lucky with the timing, for example.
Yeah.
Because we did it in 2001 when the internet was widely used enough for people that they were interesting. The wave of the viruses was on top, and there was a big demand for protection. And if it's, 3 years earlier, there will be no such demand, and 3 years later it will be too late.
So it was good timing.
It was perfect timing. We didn't know it then, but the timing was really good.
Yeah, later on you see,
And we have a lot of loyal users. We run the forum on which some users, experienced users, help the newcomers and unexperienced users.
Yeah.
And this community was also the key, because using them we were creating the localized versions, translated, which is, there are not so many texts in antivirus.
Yeah, but they were helping you, out with it.
And it was really great because, for example, in France, we had later about 70% of consumer market without single euro spending on marketing and so on. So it was unbelievable.
It's unbelievable indeed. Yeah.
And we have seen that in every country, it's if you reach some critical mass, then it goes automatically. Because in every community you have someone who others ask him for advice, even if he doesn't necessarily be to the expert, but they think that he understands it more than them.
Yes.
And if such people recommend,
they follow them, and then
the word of mouth is
was
strongest
quite important
marketing tool. And in those days also there were the download servers that you go there and download it. And when you are on the top position, it automatically brings you the new users. And so
I still remember that. Yeah, but you grew out you got at some point I don't know, 400 million of users. I don't remember anymore really, exactly, but
it really grew up quite quickly, 50, 100,
and it kept
200
going.
million. And also we were very good that the product was free. Of course, we have the paid version, and the fraction of users just buy it. It was enough money from such huge numbers.
Exactly.
But of course, the distribution of data and virus the database, and so it's not free.
Exactly.
So we have to find some balance between. So we at the beginning we said, okay, 10 million users, and then we can't afford to have more. But we have developed our own solution for distribution this data. We had nearly 300 servers all around the world in one moment. And we did it by ourselves. And we were able to, the cost of one free user per year was $0.01.
Oh, okay.
So with this solution, we were able to have really huge number and hundreds of millions of users.
Exactly.
And still the economics work. But it's very fragile that if it costs, if marketing costs too much or the distribution costs too much, it could corrupt this model.
Exactly. But I agree.
It was, and we were among the first to come with such solution. And it was really disturbing for the traditional players.
That's something I can say. But on one side it was really a success.
And there was no right way for them to react because they can't give it for free because they will be cannibalizing their own users. And so it was very successful 10 years.
Exactly, But at some point, you and your partner, the other founder, I think, you sold the company.
Well, actually, it's not true that we.
How is it? What happened?
We were trying to find some minority investor to improve, to bring some knowledge and for us to diversify a little bit and to bring. And the very first one came in. Yes, long discussions, and we learned a lot about the business because at the beginning in 2006 we are unexperienced in any economics of such companies.
Of course, because you.
But we have learned a lot, and in 2010 we got the Summit Partners, who was the minority investors, and we tried to go public in 2011. But it was the timing then was very bad because it was just 2 months after Facebook went public, and it was not a successful IPO. They fall from 35 to 15 or something like this, and the whole market was frozen. So we cancelled it, and from today's perspective, it was a very good step that we cancelled it. And after that, we have found another investor, still the minority investor, which was CVC, which is they are British-based, and they are really very good. That they were really pushing very hard and trying to, but also the knowledge with them was very good, and without them, we will not be able, for example, it was their idea and their help to acquire AVG, and they also helped when we went public on the London Stock Exchange. But still, I had, when we went public, I have quarter of the company, I owned a quarter of the company, 26% or something. So it's not that we sell the company, but we are trying to move it to other levels.
Exactly. But it's now, unfortunately, it's not really named now Avast anymore. It's under a different brand, you know.
No, but we have joined together with what remained from Symantec, when they sell the enterprise business to Broadcom, and they were focusing on consumer market. And the new company has so many products, like Avira, AVG, Avast, Norton LifeLock.
Exactly, it's a bundle of products. Actually, it's really.
And so it was a nonsense to name it after one product because it doesn't have sense. So this is the reason why we come with completely unrelated name, which is Gen Digital.
Exactly.
And another change we did was that we hired a professional CEO back in 2009. It was in the discussions with the investor, I don't know, 2007 or something like this, that they said you should hire a new CEO. And Adam, my partner, said, why? I am the best CEO for this company. and he was right. But after several months, he found out that it's maybe interesting to have someone. So we hired Vince Steckler, who was with Symantec Asia, and he moved to Prague, and he really changed the company, because when he came, there were 68 of us, and when he left in 2019, it was 2,500 people. And the company, he was really very good in the relations with the press, with the investors, with everything. So, and he also not only made the company be successful, but he also changed the company, because you can't run the company which has 68 people, and it is 2,500 people.
It's completely different, of course.
So from this point of view, Eddy was not able to do it. So you need a professional CEO to do it. So of course, we are in daily contact with him, and we heard a lot, but without this step.
But you're still on the board, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
You're still you're going to continue several years. You're not going to stop.
So I'm not in the daily or management on daily business already for, I don't know, 12 years or 13 years. But I'm still with the company, and I'm the board member, and I'm probably the biggest individual stakeholder.
I'm just remembering that I didn't name you by name, but I named you in my TEDx talk somewhere. You need to, you need to watch that one, because it suddenly came up, because of a couple of things you said today. Anyway, let's focus on something completely different. The evolution of the threats, So you've witnessed, of course, the transition from simple DOS viruses like Vienna, like you say, to ransomware and sophisticated nation-state attacks. Which stage of this evolution surprised you the most? What do you think is,
I think really surprised, it's very difficult. Of course, it has changed a lot. At the beginning, most of the virus authors were the young guys who were creating something something new, something interesting, and they did it for 15 minutes of fame or to impress someone or something like this. But this has, and sometimes they really, as with the love letter, caused the worldwide epidemic incidents. And so it was the first phase. But it has completely changed in 2002-03, that malware now is produced by professionals.
Exactly.
And for one reason, to get the information, to get the money, and to steal some passwords and so on. So it has changed, and of course, but it's out of our scope and business. Also, the state supported activities are here, and we heard about it here on the conference as well. So this was the biggest change. And of course, we don't see the large epidemics anymore, because now they are trying to hide themselves and to be as
silent as possible. It's the opposite of in the beginning, because they didn't control it well at that moment.
But the reasons behind it are completely different right now.
Yeah, true. The money is involved, or espionage, of course. That is a game changer. Is there anything we are underestimating, maybe, in this kind of?
Well, it's.
Or is it difficult to say?
Of course, there are two problems. One of them is education of the users, because most of the users don't care or don't understand the basic of the problem, and it's very difficult to explain to them why they should at least know about the danger which is coming.
True.
And
so we're underestimating even the human a little bit, isn't it?
Bit. And the social engineering is
still... the social engineering is
still the main factor, I think. Of course, sometimes there are the zero-date attacks and so on, which don't need the interaction with the user.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the problems are caused by users and social engineering. So educate them, it's a never-ending process, and this is, it's not underestimating, but it's very difficult to do this.
Yeah, I totally agree. But with AI now shaping both attack and defenses, do you think we heading into a completely new era of cybersecurity, or, well?
Nobody knows right now because
it's maybe too early.
It's developing quickly.
Yeah.
But I think that if you use the AI on both sides, it's again the mouse and cat game.
Yeah.
And actually, we use some automatic tools for 10 years now, and automatic detection that. The big advantage of having so many users for 400 million is that you have 400 million of sensors, and you can immediately detect that there is something unusual going there, and you can send immediately the suspected sample and analyze it automatically for this, so the response could be very quick.
Yeah.
It's a big advantage with such huge network of users. On the other side,
very good view on everything.
It's also chance. We were fortunate enough that we didn't have any problem. But if you kill some important process in Windows for 400 million users, it could be real
problematic. It could be as problematic as a
so
real
the responsibility is other part of it.
True. Yeah. So if you would start Avast today, in 2025 or 26 or whatever, how would you build it differently?
Well, it's the situation's completely different than it used to be 30 years ago.
Exactly, that's also what I would do.
So it's very difficult. We were really lucky enough to have good timing, good people, and good users.
Exactly.
And we were lucky that we didn't make any fatal mistake during these 30 years, which is, I think it's pure luck that we did. Of course, you have to be ready for and we had sometimes some small problems, but both the technical and the business decisions showed up that they were quite correct, and this is a big luck for us.
Exactly.
So the advice I really don't know.
Yeah, I know. But don't worry. Anyway, I think much more important. So, without naming names, was there one of, what do you think? What's one of the most unusual or memorable cases you encountered in your career? It could be a virus, it could be something like that.
As I already say, the big change was the freemium model. Come in. It was really the thing which has changed.
But on the other side.
Well, there were several incidents which were quite, in this moment, surprising. The very first was Michelangelo.
Yeah.
Then, of course, the love letter. There were several Stuxnet and other stuff, which, and the last one I remember, it was during the car conference in Krakow.
Oh yeah.
It was the big wave of ransomware, which nearly destroyed the conference because a lot of people from the conference just starting to work very hard through the night.
Yeah, a lot of listeners don't know that, but indeed it's sometimes during, just at the moment when we were at the conference that some big outbreak was showing up. Yeah. Sometimes we asked ourselves, I think, is this something like an attack to us or whatever? And I also remember very well the love letter outbreak. I still remember it very well because I was implementing some product on a customer's, and just at that moment when I installed, I think it was an Exchange server or something like that, and just after an hour or so the outbreak was over there, and that was in Brussels actually for me. So, but anyway, so there were. Okay, So let's have a look. So it's not the same anymore, of course, like if we look to the traditional antivirus anymore. They have so many changes. Do you think it's not become, well, I have the feeling that it's so commercialized these days than before. Like you said, you got a freemium model. Is it not the case now that it's not too heavy commercialized, or what do you think about it?
Well, it is, the whole situation has changed, and of course the situation from 2001 to 2011 was completely different because it was the huge era for Windows themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the PCs were sold much more than today, for example, and the changes was there, and it was era of really when the viruses were like circulating around.
Exactly.
So without the protection, it was. And I remember that on RSA conference, some Symantec guy told that they counted the new PCs and they counted the products which were sold by them, McAfee, I don't know, other stuff. And he announced that 70% of PCs are not protected at all.
Oh, yeah.
So they underestimated the freemium programs like us and AVG and Avira, for example, because they didn't see it was under their radar.
Yeah.
So in this era, of course, the freemium was the right solution.
Exactly.
Today it's more complicated, but still I think that you can see it in many areas that the freemium model helps and works for the users, that they are quite happy with it. But
you can't do that for businesses.
Yeah, but still, we still have a lot of, and we have AVG and Avast are still free programs, so it works until today. But
still today,
the spreading is not so big as it was, because the situation from our point of view, in those days we are a small company which were successfully spreading around, and now we are in the position of defend our position against. So it evolves like this. But I don't think that the freemium model is dead. Definitely not.
It continues. Yeah.
But of course, everything is commercialized right now because it's the situation how it is.
Yeah.
You can't do much for it, and even Avast itself has changed from the small company where everybody knows anybody to the company which joined with Norton LifeLock, and we are really more than 2,000 people, and it is corporate.
Yes, of course.
Nowadays.
Yeah. So if you look back over your career, are there any things you say, oh, well, this was a surprise for me, or this was something I need to tell to the listeners? I don't know, Still.
It was really great ride. And of course, at the beginning, I didn't have any idea that it could develop like this.
What advice could you give to a young owner of a company?
Well,
to continue with,
first get some luck, but of course you have to be ready for it, and you should think about some unusual solutions, not copy what someone else is doing, but trying to come with something special, something new.
Mm-hmm.
And the other advice is think big.
Yeah.
That you should not correct just to one geographical place or one certain, but
one region, but
but
really think internationally.
Think back since the beginning. You should have the idea how to make it great, both geographically and business-wise.
totally agree. Okay, maybe some of the last twists, which is very typical for this podcast, Do you have a question for me, We call it the $1 million question. It doesn't have anything to do with it anyway, but it's a typical thing.
Yeah, okay. Let me think. Okay.
Because I don't know what, Pavel is now going to ask me for the new listeners, So because Pavel did know a little bit about my questions, a little bit, not in detail, but...
Okay, so my question is, what do you do when you don't deal with the cybersecurity?
Well, that's actually a very good question. Actually, the thing is, I wanted to do two things. In the beginning, that's a typical boy's dream, I think. I wanted to be an astronaut. But, that's very, difficult to be one. So I always wanted to help people. And so actually I wanted to be a doctor, helping people with their, viruses, or whatever, or biological viruses at least. So I want to help people. And actually, in one way, I think I succeeded as well, because I also helped people by being inside this industry, by spreading the word, because I'm an evangelist, and by, dealing with all these problems as well. Okay. So I think it came very close to what I really wanted to do in the beginning.
Okay. And my second question is, what do you do in your free time when you are not dealing with the cybersecurity? What are your hobbies? What are your...
That's well, never ask me about that. Well, actually, I love technological stuff, I'm... so everything what is technology, if technology is involved, I want to buy, I want to see how it works. And I have a lot of, it's not gadgets, because I am using them. So I don't call them gadgets. A lot of people would call them gadgets, but I really use all these kind of things in a good way. Like whatever, like the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, for instance, and a lot of other stuff. I have a range of watches and something like that. So yeah, this is what I like. It's just the technological things with connected to people and working with it. That's. And on the other side, of course, I like to enjoy life.
Yeah, great.
Interesting. Well, I never got that question. Yeah. Anyway, now the listeners will know, and possibly also the fishers will also know that and try to fish me with some kind of new kind of thing which could be interesting for me. Anyway. Okay, is there any other message you want to tell the listeners finally, or do you think we covered everything more or less?
I think we cover most of the topics.
Yeah.
And just do what you like and enjoy life.
That's a very, very, very good advice, and I think that's a good advice for everybody, actually. Okay. Pavel, really, thank you so much for sharing your story, your insights, and your reflections. It's been really a true pleasure for me, and I know our listeners will be fascinated to hear from someone who helped shape the global cybersecurity landscape. Anyway, to all our listeners, thank you for joining us for this episode of My Precious Data, and stay safe, stay aware, and as always, keep your data precious.
If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to email us at podcast@wavci.com. For more information about lectures or keynotes, please visit wavci.com. See you next time.